Hi guys, it's Clarice and welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing watercolor heather. And to start off right away, I'm just going to tell you what I'm using. I'm just going to be using my brushes number 2 by Escoda, number 4 by Silver Black Velvet. I have my paper by Canson, my palette by Lisi Arts on Instagram. For colors, I am using my St. Petersburg line. We're going to be doing the Carmine, Violet, Mars Brown, yellowish green, yellow. I'm just going to keep the green on the side. Now, if you're new to my channel and this is your first time watching a video by me, please know that I do lots of watercolor videos in a very loose floral style is pretty much my vibe. So if you like things like that, please do feel free to hit the subscribe button and check out the other videos. Okay, so I think we are ready to get started. So I'm going to start off by just mixing off some of the colors. Now the plant is, the flowers of this plant are pretty much like a pink. So that's why I have the Carmine and I'm mixing some of the Carmine here. And I also want to mix just a tad bit of the violet. And I want to have that on the side. So taking in some of the violet and mixing that over here because I want like a mauve purple more than anything else. And I think if you get too much purple in there, then it kind of looks completely purple. So I think this is good enough. I'm going to get some more of that Carmine at the top. Maybe a bit more of this down here, just so we have a stark difference. Alright, so that's that. Now for the stem, we're going to be doing the stem in the Mars Brown. And then once that is done, we need the little tiny leaves that go on it. And for that, I'm mixing Mars Brown and yellowish green. Let's just do that here so you can see that. And now once I have this mixed, I'm going to get in some of the nice cadmium lemon. And give us a nice bright green. And what I'm also going to do is get a tad bit more of this green and mix it off to the edge here. So we've got two variations of green happening. And then this is where I'm going to get a little bit of that darker green. Just add it in there for like, again, variation, a little more variation than what I had. And I think we're ready to begin. Great, so first things first, we're going to do the stem. And so for the stem, I'm going to get some color, the Mars Brown, directly from here. And just going to mix it off to the side just to kind of make sure I have the right consistency. I don't want it to be too potent in color. I want there to be a good enough mixture of color and water so it doesn't look too dark on the sheet. Because we will be overlapping with the green on it. Okay, so there we go. So now that I have this, I'm going to go ahead and create my first stem. And I will make that happening just like that. And as soon as I have this, I'm just washing off the color. And I'm going to get some of this nice green that we have here. And we're starting off by creating like the top little buds that are there on these plants. And then it's like slightly tapering with these little tiny little, I guess they're the leaves, I'm not quite sure. And then we're kind of going to make, we're going to use the fact that this is still damp to make extensions. And this is where our flowers are going to be. And this is why I was saying it needs to be a lot drier so that when we go down with our green, we're still able to get that nice blend with the green and the brown. Now, the paper I am using is not 100% cotton, and so That's why it's giving me a little bit of this, it's dried off so quickly. Now notice I'm adding some of the darker green to just to the edge of these, and that always adds a nice touch to our end results. So I'm going to go ahead and create these slightly bigger. They don't have to be even or along the same line either. And now I'm just adding these little tiny strokes all the way down. Now at this point you can, if you're more comfortable using the number 2, please feel free to use that brush to create these strokes. I'm just going to go ahead and use this because I want to keep things moving along. And just kind of doing these little tiny lines on the stems that we've done. Perfect. And just mixing in a little bit more. I'm going to add some more of these, just kind of overlapping over the stem itself. And some just kind of off to the side before we go in and do our main showstopper, which is the florals going on this. I'll just do a couple more, and then we can always add additional greenery after, so not a big deal. But I'm just adding some really loosey versions of what we did above here at the bottom. Perfect. And now we're going to go ahead and get the number 2. I'm going to use the number 2 and get some of my pinky pink that I got here, and we will start painting little circles starting from the top. And what we want to do is make sure that it starts very faint, so almost like a dot in the beginning at the very top. And then as you go lower, you're doing either shapes that look like little leaves for these guys at the very top, or just little mini circles. And now as I go lower, I'm going to do more like circular fashion. So here we go. So I'm just adding these little tiny, it's almost like if you were doing like berries, for lack of a better way of explaining. And what I'm also going to do is alternate the colors that I have. So I'm alternating between the purple and the pink, and these areas here I'm just adding like a dot of the purple to kind of have it blend in, but dominantly it should be pink. So we're going to go ahead and do this all the way down. Let's do the pink first, if that's easier. So put in your pink at the very beginning, and then as we go lower, you are able to kind of go ahead and add some of the purple. So my biggest issue when I paint is, even though it's supposed to be sporadic here and there, and we leave the space so we can add some of the purple, for some reason I'm not able to do that. So I don't know if anyone else has those issues, but that's usually me. So I'm just kind of adding these little circular shapes all around, some of them like peeking from behind. Now it's a little bit too light to go directly on top, but we can always, on top of the stem is what I mean, because the stem is quite dark, but we will get to that at the end, and we'll most likely have a nice rendition of that. Let's see. So as we go lower, again, we want to have them looking almost like they're on top of each other, because that's how these tiny little flowers are. They're on these tiny little bunches. And again, like I said earlier, keep the space, and we'll go in with the purple And that should add like a good enough variety. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and add some of the purple. And you see how like, this is why it's important that it needs to be damp. You can see how the purple blends in with that pink so beautifully. That's the effect we want before things dry up. So I'm trying to get to these areas really quickly. Getting some more colors mixed up. So we get a nice blend of the two while the pink is still dominant. So I like how this has turned out. What I'm going to do is add a little bit more of the pink to what I have here and make this consistency a little more towards the color being more than the water. And now I'm just going to add a couple of dots here and there in the areas that are still damp. And again, what this does is it gives us a nice dark blend and gives us a good contrast. And I'm trying to add it in between these blooms that I've kind of laid down already. Like some darker blooms, some really light. And again, it gives us a nice contrast. And also a blend, if you can see that happening. And then towards the edges, you can just kind of add your little dots. And then this way it looks like it's kind of tapering off. Because that is the best way to indicate less detail or fading off when you're doing a loose style of painting. Now I'm just adding some of this in between here and trying to make it lighter, fluctuating between the color consistencies and also the colors. So pretty much using your discretion and kind of going and filling up wherever it needs to be filled up. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's all good. So I'm just going to add some darker ones here. And just to keep it uneven, because I feel like mine looks a little bit too symmetrical. So because this is, I've done this floral on a larger scale, it seems to be taking a lot longer, but if you're doing it as an add-on to any of your floral compositions, it should be super quick because it'll be a lot tinier, right? And we are almost done. These are a great addition in, like, as adding some height to your composition. These are great. And also something different from your regular, I think we tend to normally use lavender because that's easy. So this is like another option that I'm offering you guys. Okay, perfect. So that's that. So what we're going to do next is just add a little bit more of the darker green to give a little bit of shadow here and there. So I'm getting some of that darker green. I'm mixing it in with the green we already have mixed up here. I don't want it to be too dark though, so I'm trying to make sure it isn't. And here we are going to add a little bit of contrast in between these areas, just to give a little bit of pop. You can even just get your green directly from the palette. So just adding it around different areas. Could use some shadow effects. Adding it in between the flowers as well. So maybe even like connecting the flowers, so that might be good enough detail without giving it too much, making it look too green and too overpowering. And then just a little bit at the stem area as well. And just giving it a little bit more highlights at the bottom, and then we are done. There we go. This is my rendition of the heather. Now you can feel free to go ahead and add a couple of more sprigs, but I love the simplicity of it. I love that you could have just one on a sheet and have it framed even, or just as a thank you card or something, and it works. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like the video if you did. Tag me in your work if you post it on Instagram or on Facebook. I love seeing your work. And yeah, please share it in your social media circles as well, as it really does help my channel grow. So thanks so much guys for watching, and we'll chat soon. Bye.